Hey, what's going on, guys? I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about Armada Wave 7. I haven't done any videos for Wave 7 in a while. It's been a little over 2 months since the Gen Con announcement for Wave 7, and still we're not seeing anything new for Wave 7. So it made me want to talk to you guys about it because I have some concerns that there might have been some delays with this wave. So just to put things in perspective, if you go to the upcoming page, Wave 7 is still in development, not even at the printer yet. Considering other stuff that was announced at Gen Con is already on the boat, it really makes me wonder what the delay with printing Wave 7 is. Or I also have to wonder, could this simply be a case where these two ships have just been sent to the printer but not been updated here? That sort of thing does happen from time to time, but it does give me some concerns. And this is also redoubled by the fact that we haven't gotten any articles on Wave 7 since the initial article. So um, I was hoping we would get this before the holidays. It seems like that's absolutely impossible now, unless there's an incredibly fast boat that they can print these and put these onto really quick. It just doesn't seem like that's a possibility. As a matter of fact, if it doesn't get printed soon, I might have my doubts about first quarter 2018. But that's maybe just being a little bit exaggerating. So I'm pretty sure it'll be first quarter 2018, but who knows? We've seen crazier delays before. Um, but Wave 7, a lot of speculation about this wave because there's a lot they didn't give us. First thing that a lot of people speculated is the MC-75 also going to come with some squadrons? Because in the initial article we see the whole spread for the Chimera, but we do not see a spread for the MC-75. We only get Radis and the Profundity. Well, we know a little bit more about what it comes with now because there is there's a Spanish article that was leaked that does give you the spread. That's awesome, but it doesn't. It's not in English, but we still. I mean, there are plenty of people out there speak Spanish, and I'm able to translate. And plus, you can look at the artwork on a lot of these. So what we do know is we're getting a Jin Urso. Looks like a strike team, a basically, a boarding crew or a boarding team. And then we're also getting General Draven and Bail Organa. And so we're getting some more characters from Rogue One. It definitely looks like it's going to be a Rogue One themed expansion, but it doesn't show any squadrons, doesn't show, some people thought like a CR90 might come with it. None of that is coming. But we do get more information about the ship. Blue Black for the anti squadron. We're getting 2 contains. We're getting 3 command, 3 squadron, 4 engineering, 9 hull. So we're basically getting a lot of that information. So that's good. It's nice to see all the information there. Well, not all the information, but a lot of the information. There's plenty of stuff that's still hidden, so that'll be interesting to see, like what's flipped over. Be very interesting to see all of that. Be interested to see more of the titles. One of the things, since this is a large ship wave, I'm really hoping there's more mechanics that come into this wave that kind of make large ships more worthwhile. Personally, I like to take small ships. I like to take a lot of Architans, or CR90s sometimes for the rebels. Cheap ships that can just do a concentrate fire and make up for the lack of dice. Like a CR90 with a concentrate fire is rolling 3 red dice at long range, and that's only 1 less than an ISD-2, a ship that costs like triple. So that's one of my problems with this game, is that small ships seem to me to have some serious advantages. Uh, at least played the way I like to play, like having everybody at max range and all shooting at the same target. It's not so easy to always do that, and that's kind of the challenge, and that's kind of the way I play a lot of my games. Not all. I'm trying to use large ships a little bit more because there's a lot of fun to be had with large ships. But I am not convinced that large ships are the most efficient way to go. And yes, I'm aware that the large ships. There were a lot of large ship lists at Worlds, and I think I was a 2 ISD list, 1 Worlds. Um, but that's because I wasn't there. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But I still am more I've had way more success with small ships, specifically with Architans based lists, and I would actually really like to go to Worlds one of these years. I don't know if I think I'm probably going to try to go once the kids get a little older and it's easier for me to break away for a week or something like that. But yeah, I think something like that would be a lot of fun. But right now, I would love to see maybe more objectives that favor large ships, maybe some more mechanics that favor large ships. And that would make the game more fun because I do love having big nasty models. I love having a synergy of like large ships and then the small ships around them, and kind of making the large ships look bigger by comparison. I love that aesthetic of the game. We also got some interesting stuff. So we just had Spiel 17 in Essen, and there were some pictures that were posted, which is pretty cool. I want to get the give the credit here because it was Reddit user Nathaniel85 posted these, and they're pretty nice. So you get a close-up view of the Profundity expansion right there. And then we've got the Chimera. So looking great, looking very very nice. Great paint job there. I like that. I like that a lot. And then there's another view of the MC75. You can see a little bit more of the bottom. So very cool, very cool. I mean, they've at least got some, printed out already. So that kind of gives me hope. I'm not worried as much. One thing you don't see here though is that you don't see, the gauntlet fighters. So that's another thing that makes me kind of worry. And I want to talk about the gauntlet fighters a little bit. Um, is that these guys? So we're able to see a couple of things on them. We're able to see that they have 7 health. We can't really see this guy. We can see the names, keywords, or the key symbols, and I believe that's I have to pull them up to verify, but I believe it's escort and rogue. Let me see if I'm right because I'm going to pull up some other squadrons and compare them. But um, what I'm really concerned is it's not the keywords rather, but how good they're going to be, what their point costs are, and how many dice they have, because these guys are basically a $50 pair of squadrons. And that's dangerous because if you think about it, if it becomes like a viable strategy to run like to max out on gauntlet fighters, let's say they cost, I'll say 30 points. Let's say they're expensive. I imagine they probably will be expensive, but like let's say running like 5 of them, you can't run 5 if they're 30. So we'll say 25 points. All right, and let's say running 5 of them is max, is like winning championships all over the place. Well, now your list, you have to buy 3 Chimera expansions to be able to get 5 of them. And that's what I don't want to have happen. I don't want this to suddenly turn into a pay-to-win game. I mean, yes, there's already enough cost associated with this game, and it's reasonable. I think it's very reasonable because there's not an influx of new product every other week or even every other month. When I first started playing X-Wing, it was in between waves 3 and wave 4, and then we had between all the waves and the separate expansions. I started buying. I had to catch up from waves 1 to 3. Then all of a sudden we had the GR75, then Imperial Aces, then the Tantive V4, then wave 4, then wave 5 came out not long after that. And I think it was within 6 months I had new product hitting the shelf 5 or 6 different times. It was crazy. It's like every month there was something else coming out. Sometimes 2 separate releases in the same month. So that was a little bit overwhelming. And so Armada's going the exact opposite way. It had a slow point where not a whole lot was coming out, but it's at a good point now because there's enough ships out there. There's enough variety where there's a lot of different lists you can fly. And having only 2 ships come out is gonna give a lot of new variety, but it's not gonna overwhelm everybody who's like, oh crap, I just got caught up, because you've had months and months to get Wave 6 and to play test Wave 6 and get familiar with Wave 6. And so I'm very comfortable with the release schedule right now. I just hope this wave isn't delayed too much more, and I hope it doesn't turn into this deal where I've got to buy 3 Chimeras because that's just crazy. Now the rumor is that this ship is not going to be, or rather the Gauntlet Fighter is not going to be something that you want to swarm. So I think that will be a good thing because you're going to have 2 of them. So like for example, if this guy has intel, right? You don't need 7, or 5 ships with intel. Nobody really runs that, and there's not a whole lot of advantage because it's a benefit that everybody gets. And with 7 hull, it's probably going to survive. And so you can run 2 of them if you need to. So I'm really hoping this is like a 2 max kind of ship, or maybe it'll be a really expensive ship too. Maybe it'll be a 50-point squadron, so you can't run more than 2. The real key is do I want to run 3 of them? Because if you want to run 3, then you have to buy a second Chimera. But realistically, you could probably borrow one from somebody. I just don't like to get into that hey, can I borrow your stuff? Because what if they wanted to run the same list, and then we can't all run the same list. So I'm not a big fan of that kind of mentality. But yeah, so that's kind of what my thoughts are on this wave. I'm afraid it's going to get delayed. I really hope it's not. Um, and and I'm excited. I want to see some articles though. That's the thing. And now typically we don't see articles on a new ship until it gets closer to release. Like once it's been on the boat for a little while. Generally, you see the last article for a wave about 2 weeks or so before the street date is supposed to happen, or rather before it goes to off the boat before it ships. Um, so that's if that's any indication, it's still going to be a while before seeing that these guys aren't even at the printer yet. Um, I'm hoping by the time you guys start seeing this video, like next week, this actually does get updated, and hopefully it's actually been at the printer already for a while, and they just didn't update the website on the upcoming page. I definitely hope that's true because compared to the stuff we've seen from X-Wing that was also announced, that stuff's already on the boat. Compared to Legion, which is already being printed and has had a couple of expansions already get announced, we're definitely way behind on updates and news. So I'm hoping that there's nothing wrong. I'm hoping this is just pacing of everything, and and I'm not in a super rush to get it, but I would like some reassurance that that this is that everything is still moving along smoothly, and a little bit of news would be nice. And of course, I would love some news on a superstar destroyer, because maybe there's a direct reason for this not being printed yet. Maybe something else that's coming out. There's always the possibility that for example, let's say I'm going to use the example of a superstar destroyer. There's always the possibility that a superstar destroyer had started being developed, and then I realized an interaction between this and something here that might cause a delay on printing. Like maybe we need to change this, rewrite this card before it goes to printer because this would allow the superstar destroyer to shoot 26 times. Or maybe something that would have allowed an infinite loop or whatever. So I'm hoping it's just something like that, and it doesn't represent any kind of problems with making this done. It also could be that getting this thing painted might take a while because it's like, all right, they already have the regular ISDs, but doing a decal with this type of intricacy could be very difficult. Maybe the printers can't even do it yet. I don't know. I'm more interested in the cards than this paint job. Personally, I do like the paint job, but I want to see all the rest of the cards. I want to see how this impacts the game. But I'd like to hear what you guys think. Are you concerned that there might be some kind of delay with Wave 7? And if so, or do you also have any concerns about the Gauntlet fighter? What do you think about having two squadrons that are only available in a $50 expansion? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe. Check out Crabbok.com. We're doing a painting contest right now where you can win a Legion core set. So go to my website and check that out. And thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.